Someone was kind enough to give me more information about blogging and tweeting. As a result of that, in respect of this witness, blogging and tweeting is allowed. That if you answer frankly and honestly, all questions put to you, you shall be discharged from prosecution with regard to the offense so specified and with regard to any offense in respect of which a verdict of guilty would be competent upon a charge relating to the offense that has already been specified.
Please tell the court what happened.
We had come past towards after the Grasmere Toll Plaza, and just thereafter we had been pulled over by some Metro Police for speeding. The officer had picked up the accused's weapon off the passenger seat, to which the accused had replied, "You can't just touch another man's gun." They were just arguing, and this argument it was just carrying on, and in the interim, the officer that had actually initially pulled me over had gone around to try and defuse the situation.
Did anything happen to the gun?
Yes, the officer initially who had picked up the weapon had cleared the weapon, causing the bullet that was one up to have ejected somewhere into the vehicle.
What happened? What did the accused do?
He started telling the officer, "Now your fingerprints are all over my gun, so if something happens, you are then going to be liable for anything that had happened."
Something else happened en route.
Yes, it did, my lady.
What happened?
I was driving. The accused was in the passenger seat. Sam Taylor was in the back of the car. And then without prior warning, he shot out the sunroof.
Did you say anything?
Apologies for my language, my lady, but I asked him if he was fucking mad.
What did he say?
He just laughed, my lady. By that stage, it literally felt as if my ear was bleeding. I had a constant ringing in my left ear.
What happened there at Tasha's?
The accused had please asked me to pass my firearm to him.
What happened after he asked?
I had thought him being competent, I would not have to worry about why he had asked me to see my gun.
What happened then?
After him having taken the weapon and having cycled one out, what I don't think he had realized at the time, that he had cycled another bullet into the chamber of the gun. And at that specific moment, he had pulled the trigger to, at the time, supposedly make it safe.
You said he pulled the trigger. Did a shot go off or what happened?
Yes, my lady, a shot had gone off. None of us had known where the shot had gone off or where the bullet had projected to. As soon as that had happened, I think the four of us had caught an extremely big fright, and I just said, just carry on as if nothing has happened.
What was the accused's reaction?
Instantly, he had passed the weapon back to me under the table, and he said, "Please, there's too much media hype around me at the moment. Please, can you take the rap for it?"
What happened next?
Being a friend, I said, "I would with pleasure, my lady." I can't remember how fast I was driving that day.
Mr. Fresco, I've never traveled 260, but what I want to say to you, of course, if I do, that's something that I will remember. That's why I ask you, don't you remember something like that?
No, I don't.
What I'm putting to you is in Mr. Lerina's evidence. What was said and what was put to Mr. Lerina is that Mr. Pistorius was upset because you'd failed to tell him that the magazine was on.
I did not tell him at the time, but as I had said earlier, being someone who I thought being competent with a weapon, I would have most definitely have checked if the magazine was still in the weapon.
Will you agree that, Mr. Fresco, that you have a great uncertainty about this blaming on what was exactly said and when it happened, when you were requested to do that?
I have uncertainty of the specific time that it happened. I don't have any uncertainty that it happened, my lady.
And you also have an uncertainty of what was really said or not.
No, I remember him having said that please take the blame or the rap for this, as there's too much media hype around him.
Please take the blame for what, Mr. Fresco?
Please take the blame for this.
Did he say for this?
Yes, having what he had just done or what had just happened.
So did he say, please take the blame for what has just happened or for what I have done? Which one?
Verbatim, I can't remember. But it was definitely pertaining to him having shot in the restaurant.
How's that you can give evidence about the events in the morning or in the afternoon,
In the
but then
evening,
suddenly there's a blank?
not suddenly a blank, I just can't remember how we went our own separate ways, or if we went our own separate ways, or if I had dropped him, or if he had dropped me, I do not know.
Watch, like, tweet, post, follow, engage. Channel 199, The Oscar Pistorius Trial, a carte blanche channel, only on DSTV.